forgotten this. The storeroom door was shut and subsequently locked from the inside. If the victim died instantly, how would he have locked the door? He wouldn't. But if the locked door is the only problem here, then I can think of one person who could have locked the door afterwards. What? Now the court requests to hear the defence's thoughts. According to the theory you've presented, the bullet was fired from outside the storeroom. Who was it then that locked the storeroom door from the inside? She's 17. I thought she was like 15. Naturally, the person who locked the door was the other person inside the storeroom. It was the defendant, Gina Lestrade. Blasphemy. The defendant shut herself into a locked room with the victim. There was no reason for her to do so, to protect herself. The only thing she could achieve would have been to cast suspicion upon herself. Fair point. What say you, defense? About that. I suppose that is a bit of a problem, huh? Make sure you think before you raise your hand. So why did Jean Bean lock the door? I think the answer is rather obvious. Iris? Well, if I were Jean Bean, I'm pretty sure I would have locked the door too. And in a pretty big hurry at that. After all, she had just been shot at by two bad guys. Oh, of course. Just before the incident occurred, Hatch and Gina were inside the storeroom. I don't quite know what happened while they were in there, but Hatch must have noticed the intruders and left the storeroom. Intruders? You mean us hooligans, yeah? So the defendant was left alone in the storeroom? Yes, I believe so. And when Hatch finally ran back and was shot, he was shot in the back and ended up collapsing into the storeroom. What do you think Gina did then? Oh, you mean... There was a frightening murderer outside who had just shot Hatch. Fearing death, Gina quickly shut the door and locked it. In order to protect herself. Hey, I was right. Ew, who was that? Oh, one of those. But we aren't the murderers. Swear to God, bruv, we wouldn't shoot nobody or nothing. But you really did shoot someone, didn't you? I saw the moment in which you shot Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So it did that? From your silence, we can only draw one conclusion. Tin pillars. It is entirely possible for you to have committed the crime. You, what? You what, mate? What is the meaning of this? The one who shot the pawnbroker wasn't that pickpocket girl. Yeah, that means it was those three evil brothers over there. You did it, Ryu. Everyone on the jury is on our side now. Oh, not for long. Yeah, honestly, this is so unprecedented that I doubt it will happen again. Baron Von Zieks is going... No, he's going to bring up something and they're going to all go guilty. I can guarantee it. It's going to happen. If we keep this up, we'll have that no guilty verdict in no time. Yeah, as I thought. A job well done, attorney. Why? Why is he laughing? Do you have something to say, Lord Van Zieks? I do believe that the defence's theory was rather sound. Oh god, what's he gonna do? Most likely. This is how Asian street performers fool their customers. A malicious distraction. One might call this an outrageous offence. What? This theory of yours made no sense to begin with. Huh? Naturally. That's because it is contradictory. Contradictory? You really haven't realised? Pardon me, Lord Van Zieks. Could you perchance explain this malicious distraction to us? The contradiction is exceedingly simple. The door was shut. It's related to the number of bullets fired. Oh, 2. Yeah. The number of bullets? Aww. Should have known that this prosecutor wouldn't overlook a detail like that. Huh? What are they talking about? They only shot one bullet, but 2 shots were fired that night. One at Sherlock and one at Hatch. Attorney. Sir. Remind me how many bullets were found at the crime scene? 2, I believe. Correct. One struck the victim in the back and killed him. The other hit the sham detective Sherlock Holmes after he arrived on the scene. Indeed. The hole created by this bullet was shown in the photo the defense submitted earlier. The bullet that hit Mr. Holmes passed through his flesh and hit the calendar. Correct. Thus, the number of guns fired equals 2. The victim's gun and the tin pillar's gun. Traces reveal that each gun was fired only once. Only once. You are indeed correct. By the way, attorney. You said it yourself, didn't you? These 2 men shot Sherlock Holmes right before your eyes. Yes, sir. Huh? Hey, slow down. If the gun used to shoot Mr. Holmes was only fired once, then there's no way it could have been used to shoot the pawnbroker. Exactly. Yes, this Japanese boy has indeed presented a certain possibility, but that possibility was at a 0% chance from the very beginning. No! Ah, man, every time. I bring up a theory, he tears it down instantly. What a douche. Order, order, order. How impudent of me to toss his divine bottle into the gallery. I plead your forgiveness. Lord Van Zeeks. Ladies and gentlemen of the Crown Court, let me make this abundantly clear once more. The defendant, Gina Lestrade, is no normal girl. Her age may make her legally a child, but unfortunately, she is not an upstanding Londoner, she is a black-hearted criminal. She broke into Hatch's pawnbrokers with malicious intent. As you can see here, she is aiming a gun at the victim. Yeah, he's turning them all on me. And now I have one more thing that I wish to show you. It's the disc. Scotland Yard will be taking Cosimo Gondol's possessions. Don't you end it, Nerodo. That's mine. Sorry, little girl. We have to take all of McGondle's belongings as evidence. It's McGondle's music box disc. The day before the crime, the defendant attempted to pilfer this from Hatch's pawnbrokers. But she didn't resort to her usual methods. No, this is more akin to fraud. What? To sympathise with her because she is a child would only set us up for failure. She has proven that she is fully capable of committing crimes when push comes to shove. Do not forget this. I see. The court will accept this disc into evidence. It will serve as a reminder of the true nature of the defendant. Mata? Huh? Pardon me, Lord Van Zeeks. What is he doing? What? At yesterday's joint meeting between the Yard and the prosecutor's office, I believe we came to the agreement that this disc should not be submitted as evidence. Oh, why is that? What's going on here? I've never seen Inspector Gregson try to stop Prosecutor Van Zeeks like this. Nobody told me about this meeting. But the government requests that I am the only man who can decide where this trial goes. I appreciate your warning, Inspector Gregson. No, my lord. This disc will be submitted as evidence. Understood. The court accepts. Music box disc. Been filed in the court record used to operate a music box. There's a note stuck to the back that says, "To McGundle." The accused's opportunity for murder, her motive, and her capacity for criminal action. All of the above have been made clear for the court to see. I await your confident verdict, fine jurors. I can't open it. Crap. Before I do that, I want to examine it. We might be able to get a sample. Hey Ryu, isn't this... blood? It's blood, right? It is, though it's just a tiny smudge. Now that she mentions it... Alright, time to take this girl for a while. It sure has been a while. Okay Ryu, now keep that disc really, really still. Okay, please, just get it over with. Right, now let's do it. And the colour is... green. Wait... We assumed that the blood that was on the calendar was Holmes. Well, we didn't... Actually, did we? I can't remember. I just love how pretty these colours come out every time. We've seen this blood. This colour. What's wrong, Ryu? Oh, nothing. But the shade of green. I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. Blood samples have been updated in the court record. Hold on. Honest, did we not examine? Did we determine what Mr. Holmes's blood was? Why are we not? Yeah, that's the same. That's Mortar. Hatch. Oh! Well, no. It must be. What's his face? Egg Benedict. Yeah. Like, he cut himself on the disc. Pretty sure. Interesting. How on earth? Moments ago, the jury was on my side, but now... Wow. All it takes is a moment, huh? My lord. As a commander of this small platoon, I would like an opportunity to speak. Go on, Foreman. At this moment, all of our lingering doubts have been resolved. We have reached a final conclusion. That is the conclusion that we have reached. Oh no. Please. Very well. Then allow me to make a formal request. Jurors, present your verdicts to the court. Yep, same as before. Fuck. Yuzai. Yuzai. Oh yeah, he hits it with his head every time. I never noticed that. Crap. Well, closing argument time. The jury seems to have reached a unanimous verdict. When you have eliminated all that is impossible, then whatever remains must be the truth. Whoa, that's one of Holmes's lines. How dare he use it without my permission? And he looks so smug about it too. Don't worry, Iris, I won't let it end like this. There has to be more to this case than meets the eye. We know part of the truth already. We know that Gina definitely did not shoot Hatch. Very well. Let's begin the second closing argument of today's trial. Foreman of the jury, are you prepared? Of course, we are always ready to do battle. Very good. 6 jurors. The court orders you to explain the reasons and the basis behind your guilty verdicts. Okay. The jury's assertions. At the end of the day, a pickpocket is a pickpocket. She's not a good citizen like us. Only 2 shots were fired in the pawn shop. It's clear who the murderer is. I don't even need a stereoscope for this. No matter how you look at it, she's the one. I didn't think that surgery would turn out to be such a bother. She attempted robbery the day before as well. Today looks to be a busy day. I am an expert of guns. I've seen many crimes. I know it all. Well then. There really is no room for doubt with this verdict. That black-hearted attorney's hypothesis was ever so slightly persuasive, I admit. But the second it exploded into a cloud of shrapnel, I knew it was all over. I felt it in my bones. This is bad. All of my momentum was turned against me in mere seconds. I'm still angry. Iris? That stupid, plagiarizing prosecutor. Doesn't he know that being a thief has nothing to do with shooting hatchling? I can't believe him. He's just horrible. He don't care. Allow me to exit the stage for a moment. I wish to savour the blessed flavour within this holy grail. Alright, we're gonna slap ourselves. Nope. Go on, defense, begin your closing argument. Oh no, there we go. Yeah! We've psyched ourselves up. Understood. Ah, dear. Right, I'm pressing the old man, because he never says anything of worth. The defense is rebuttal. At the end of the day, a pickpocket is a pickpocket, she's not a good citizen like us. Only 2 shots were fired in the pawn shop, it's clear who the murderer is. I don't even need a serious scope for this, no matter how you look at it, she's the one. I didn't think that surgery would turn out to be such a bother. That surgery has nothing to do with this trial. Could you please put it aside for now? The defendant's life is on the line here. I'm not sure I can. There's no guarantee that this has nothing to do with the case. What? Was it to remove a bullet? After all, he was definitely shot, but the bullet just disappeared from his abdomen. Don't you think that's a little too strange? I'm a little afraid to ask. Who was this patient of yours? What was his name? Herlock? Holock? The bullet! It didn't pass through him! There were 3 shots. There's 3 bullets. Hatch, Sherlock, Calendar. I think I know. Maybe. There was a 3rd person. Hatch's gun is the bullet that's in the calendar, because it lines up. But that would mean he shot Benedict. Maybe not. I'm not sure. I'm just going with an assumption, a theory. Right, so what was I saying? Hatches goes in the calendar. The, I can't remember their name. Tin something? What's their name? Tin Penny? No. What are their names? Tin Pillar. There we go. The Tin Pillar's bullet went to Sherlock. And then the 3rd bullet is the one that took Hatch's life. What was his name? Holock? Do you mean Sherlock Holmes? Yes, that's his name. It was Mr. Loams. What? You're saying that you were the surgeon for his operation? Indeed, it was a major operation. We were using the latest form of anesthesia, sonny. No way. What kind of a coincidence is this? He was brought to our hospital shortly after midnight, I believe. He's been shot, they said, so I sliced and diced through his stomach. But no matter how much I searched, I just couldn't find the bullet. With a sigh, I reluctantly put him back together again. Oh, maybe the bullet did pass through him then. Did you really expect to find the bullet? Yes, why? That bullet was left at the crime scene. That is true. This picture clearly shows it too. If it went in his abdomen, there's no way it ended up in the calendar. The bullet from the Tin Pillar's gun hit Mr. Holmes. And that bullet went straight through his body, before getting lodged in the calendar. It's pretty clear if you think about it stereoscopically, right? Bah, who do you think I am? Huh? Well, I actually don't know you. When I saw that hole in his stomach, of course I flipped him over. Oh, to see if he had the exit wound. Flipped? Then you did examine Mr. Holmes's back. And there was no signs of an exit wound. Really? Thus, I deduced the bullet must still be inside of him. And for that reason I sliced and diced. I'm ready to scream my demands to the heavens. Can anyone in the world solve this mystery? You're right. This is quite the mystery. Okay. Where'd the disappearing bullet go? Is there a gun expert who can solve this? Yes, there is. I am an expert on guns. I've seen many crimes, I know it all. I would like to ask for your opinion on those two statements just now. Oh, a gun expert. Opinion. Opinion. On the night of the crime, Mr. Holmes was shot by the tin pillars. Given that there was no exit wound in his back, I surmise that the bullet did not pass through. But the bullet wasn't inside him either. And a bullet was already discovered lodged in the wall of the shop. Juror 6. Yes, my name is Dimitri. It's definitely him. Without a doubt. I mean, he looks like him, so you know. Do you perhaps have the answer to the mystery plaguing Juror 4? When I was in Russia, thing happened. It was blizzard night, temperature below freezing. I runned on mountain path. But mountain path was narrow and falling snow had frozen. It was cold. I was chased by a man on dog sled, aiming shotgun at me from behind. I don't think I'll ask for more details on that part. I was shot in back, fell into snow. The way I was then is same as what I hear now. I was shot but no bullet inside me. No exit wound either. In that case, where did the bullet go? Dissolved. The bullet did not hit me. Then what on earth did it hit? It was they shot the lamp. It hit big frozen block of ice beside me. Ah. Then sharp piece of ice break off and stabbed me. I make mistake. I think deep wound was because of bullet. Unbelievable. The piece of ice melted from body heat. That is answer to mystery of disappearing bullet. But what does that have to do with this? Huh? Look, there wasn't a blizzard in the pawn shop. There wasn't even a single snowflake. Yeah, but there was a lamp that ended up getting broken. Perhaps take it a little less literally. Say, Ryu? Where was Holmesy shot again? I think it was around his stomach. Holmesy always has a pouch attached to his belt. A pouch? Now that she mentions it. And that pouch always has 3 test tubes filled with really dangerous chemicals in it. What? Dangerous chemicals? Doctor, where's Mr. Holmes's pouch? I don't think he had anything like that on him when he was admitted. Pardon me? Prosecutor? I do understand that it's prohibited for the prosecution to speak during a closing argument. But the detective's pouch is currently in my possession. Really? Do you require it? When the police arrived on the scene, they removed the aforementioned pouch in order to examine his wound. Oh, no wonder I don't remember it then. Since then, it has been stored with the other pieces of evidence. Most likely, not one man has touched the pouch since the night of the crime. Though this is an exceedingly unusual occurrence for a closing argument, the court requests that the prosecution submits its evidence for reference. Bring Mr. Sherlock Holmes's pouch here at once. So, this is it. This is the pouch Mr. Holmes wore. Is that test tube broken? I see it. There's a broken glass tube that has burnt the pouch here. It's like an explosion occurred. An explosion? In other words, the bullet fired by the tin pillars hit this pouch. Then the test tube exploded, injuring the great detective. The bullet struck calendar near entrance. Okay, so that is the same bullet. Alright. How delectable. One of today's mysteries has finally been solved. Not that it has any relation to the trial at hand. Are you sure? Those 2 scoundrels shot the detective, and the defendant shot the victim. The circumstances of this case have not changed in any way. Ugh. At least I'm incredibly satisfied. I must thank you, black-hearted defense attorney. Thank you. No problem, I guess. The court might as well accept this tattered pouch into evidence. Holmes's pouch is not tattered. Holmes's pouch has been filed to the court record. Right. Mr. Holmes was wearing this on his hip when Hatch was killed. The burns on it look as though the vial exploded when it was shattered. Let us return to the closing argument. Before I do, let's examine this. No stone unturned. Oh yeah, it burnt into it. Oh wait, is that where it hit? Like, it must have hit here. Yeah. This got burnt up pretty badly. Huh? Hey, the strap here is broken. Looks like this is where the bullet hit. Let's take a look here. The bullet's still there! Oh! There are 3 bullets. The one in the calendar is one entirely different. Huh? Hey Iris, take a look at this. Behind this broken glass tube, it's... Whoa, it's a bullet. This must be where the bullet that was fired at Mr. Holmes made contact. This is a huge find. So now we know, on that night, 3 bullets were fired. There were 3 bullets fired in Hatch's shop. Hey, Ryu. Didn't someone say something about the possibility of a 3rd bullet? Yeah, time to press them for all they're worth. 3rd bullet, found in Mr. Holmes' pouch. It looks like the bullet caused the vial to shatter as he was shot. He really didn't think to examine that further? Wow. Really dumb. Though it seems overturning this verdict will prove quite difficult. Please, I just need more time. At the very least, I have a new lead. No matter what, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, you can't afford to let any clues go to waste. There must be an opportunity to make a turnabout somewhere, and we found it. She attempted robbery the day before as well. Oh wait, I should probably go backwards. There we go. Only 2 shots were fired in the pawn shop, it's clear who the murderer is. You're wrong! So this is about the number of shots fired. There were 2 bullets. We already know exactly which guns they came from. I can easily tell how many guesses we've had, simply by counting the plates. Same concept. I can't say she's wrong about that, but... Yes. Now and again, guests will make off with our high-quality bone china plates. That sounds like a pretty poor guest. So for example, if there was one more bullet, a different bullet, maybe I would be willing to reconsider my verdict. Could a 3rd bullet have been left at the crime scene? I have proof. I can prove it. I've got your 3rd bullet right here. God, we have so much evidence, Jesus. 3rd bullet. There you go. We just found it. On the night of the crime, there was another bullet in Hatch's pawnbrokers. What the? Hey! What manner of sorcery is this, Japanese boy? Yes, I conjured up a bullet. Where did that bullet come from? Sherlock's pouch. It was lodged in Mr. Holmes's pouch. What? It was removed from his clothes when he was taken to the hospital. Since then, nobody has examined it. Then... the bullet that the tin pillar shot. Yes, my lord. Presumably, that bullet was the one that struck this pouch. But doesn't this create a contradiction? If the bullet that shot Mr. Holmes is here, then what is the bullet pictured here? Oh! 2 guns have already been submitted into evidence. Those are Hatch's revolver and Tin Pillar's own gun. And the number of bullets discharged from these guns is 1 each. Adds up to 1 each. Oh, there was a 3rd gun. But then... you've got it. This means that a 3rd bullet was discharged at the crime scene. But we know that only 2 bullets have been fired from the guns in evidence. As long as this fatal contradiction goes unresolved, a verdict would be senseless. Ooh! That's like the first time we've actually seen him take damage, if you will. Order, order! Order in the court! In the closing argument of all things, a shocking new truth has been revealed. This new information shakes the very basis of the trial thus far. By the authority of the Crown Court, I have no choice but to suspend this closing argument until further notice. What? Suspend? Bailiff, drag the witnesses back to the stand.